Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Madam First Lady, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the National Unity Government of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, I would like to thank all of you for attending today's side event focused on the critical issue of people on the move. And my gratitude to our friend, High Commissioner Filippo Grandi, for moderating today's talk, and to the distinguished experts who have agreed to be part of this panel and share their views with us. I also hope our deliberations today contribute and lead to practical and sustainable solutions for the millions of Afghans who are displaced within their country and those who continue to live as refugees and migrants in other countries. We aim to discuss ways to support Afghan refugees, returnees, internally displaced persons, and migrants, wherever they may be, through a whole-of-community approach, and to recommit ourselves to seeking durable solutions for them and finding ways to improve their living conditions, whether in Afghanistan or in the host or transit countries. To be able to attain these goals and lower the weight of the collective burden, we need a whole-of-stakeholders approach that keeps us all engaged, coordinated, and seeking durable solutions that are implementable. I take this opportunity to thank the governments and peoples of the Islamic Republic of Iran and Islamic Republic of Pakistan for generously hosting Afghan refugees over the years, and for their cooperation at different intervals to discuss and seek durable solutions. I'll skip the figures earlier High Commissioner Filippo Grandi mentioned, but at the same time I want to express my appreciation for the assistance and facilitation extended by the UNHCR, IOM, and others in close cooperation with the Afghan government to deal with the flow of returnees, knowing that it is not an easy task, and much work remains to be done to create an environment that is conducive to return in safety and dignity, allowing us to promote sustainable reintegration. Ladies and gentlemen, without question, the refugee and migrant situation is one of the most pressing challenges facing the global community today. In the case of Afghanistan, we can point to the achievements made in recent years with the hard work of our people and the generous contributions made by the donor community to lay the foundation for a post-conflict country, invest in political stability and social and economic development. However, we must acknowledge that we are still facing serious security challenges, and more needs to be done to further improve the overall situation, allowing more Afghans to feel secure to return to their homeland. Aiming for a just, inclusive, and durable peace that ensures stability and protects the gains of the past 17 years in Afghanistan is of the paramount concern. But this can be only achieved through our collective efforts and with the continuing support of the international community. Within this context, in taking decisive action, the National Unity Government has established an interministerial High Commission for Refugees and Migrants, which formulates comprehensive response to migration and displacement issues, drawing on the expertise of specialized UN agencies and other partners. Representing the highest national decision-making body for interventions towards the return and sustainable reintegration of Afghans, the High Commission in the Council of Ministers Subcommittee have already provided valuable advice and guidance on the way forward. The Displacement and Returnee Executive Committee, which I myself have led since it was established in 2016, provides an important mechanism to coordinate the ongoing response to the needs of displaced and returnee populations, focusing efforts towards our shared goal of ensuring refugees in internally displaced persons are able to find safety and successfully reintegrate into the social and economic fabric of Afghanistan. In September, a presidential decree on the identification and allocation of suitable land to returnees and IDPs was enacted. A number of large-scale, multi-partner reintegration programs are being implemented around the country in line with Afghanistan National Peace and Development Framework, which specifically includes internally displaced and returnee populations. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, while there are continuing humanitarian needs in Afghanistan as a result of increasing internal displacement due to the ongoing conflict and natural disasters, the need for lasting, development-oriented, practical solutions remain high on the agenda of the government and the international community. Here, allow me to take this moment to express appreciation for the work of all our international partners who have supported us on this journey for the past 4 decades. Organizations such as UNHCR, IOM, UNICEF, and the World Bank, the European Union have done so much to promote the development of our country and to help us work towards peace and stability. We are also grateful that they are with us today in today's event and continue to stand beside us as we move forward. Afghanistan has officially announced its support for the implementation of comprehensive refugee response framework, which constitutes part of the Global Compact on Refugees and is one of only 2 countries of origin and the only country in Asia to make this pledge. This comes in addition to the government's commitment to the implementation of the Solutions Strategy for Afghan Refugees, which lays the foundation for the comprehensive solutions and protection framework for addressing the needs of Afghan refugees within the scope of humanitarian development nexus. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, recognizing the urgency of addressing the issue of people on the move, in the protracted needs of displaced populations inside Afghanistan and across our borders, it's important that we consider how we can leverage the humanitarian development nexus to move forward towards peace and stability in Afghanistan and to address the root causes of displacement. Acknowledging that our sustained effort to create conditions conducive for voluntary, gradual and safe return and reintegration of internal displaced persons and returning refugees is a fundamental element of peace and stability. We must also consider how we can enhance migration management systems while maintaining protection space for refugees and others on the move. In addition to developing sustainable return and reintegration programs and fully embedding the needs of returnees and internally displaced persons into our national priority programs, collectively we need to accelerate implementation of our efforts to ensure that people on the move are allocated land upon return to their communities. Greater coordination and joint efforts to identify, map, prioritize and respond to the needs of our people is crucial, especially at a time like this when international aid is increasingly stretched between multiple competing crises across the world. I sincerely believe that the way forward lies not only in expanding international cooperation and responsibility sharing, but also in strengthening partnership that foster conditions inside Afghanistan that will bring about longer-term solutions through job creation, community development and empowerment, investment in public infrastructure, and expansion of public services, which together will create a society that can prosper and that is ready to receive our Afghan brothers and sisters back home. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the international community, all donor countries and agencies for their contributions. This year, our humanitarian response appeal has been met 80%, which is a record, and I want to thank you for your continued commitment to bridge the remaining gap in the coming future. In conclusion, I would like to say that I have always believed that we cannot resolve challenges ahead unless we solve them together, unless we understand that while we may have different stories to tell, we all hold common hopes and dreams for Afghanistan. With this in mind, if we all work together, all of us here today, we can achieve great success in improving the lives of Afghans on the move and facilitating their voluntary, gradual, dignified return and sustainable reintegration in Afghanistan. Thank you.